have started asking me why I have gone down this path of teaching others to believe in themselves. And so I'm going to give you a little insight into me today to kind of help you understand where I'm going. I used to live with this constant negative spiral in my head. Everything that I experienced, I would tell myself I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't pretty enough, or I wasn't smart enough to be in that room, or that person must not like me, I must have said something that upset them. And it was just this constant loop of negativity. If you were looking at me, you never would have known. I had a big smile on my face. I looked like I had it all together. I was successful, relatively productive. But that doesn't change the fact that on the inside of my brain, my mindset was so negative. And the impact of that on my life, on my well-being, on who I am as a person was detrimental. And I have done some serious work to reframe and rebuild my mindset. And now I'm in a completely different place. Now what's going on inside my head matches the smile on my face. And I am so much happier. And I want that for every single person that I'm around. Because the more I talk to people, the more I see that they're experiencing what I used to experience, that constant negative loop. When we talk to ourselves in a way that we would never talk to someone else, we would never say the things to other people that we say to us. And so if you're in that situation, I want to give you one strategy today that has helped me tremendously, and I hope it will help you as well. And I call it a reframe. And it's helping us train our brains to look at things differently. Now, I do want to caveat for a second. I'm not talking about taking a horrible situation and pretending like it's good. This is not toxic positivity, and we go down that path way too much. And that's not the answer. There are awful things going on around us, and it is not our job or our goal to make things positive that are not positive. But if we start to look at things differently, if we start to reframe and train our brain to see the world differently, then what we show on the outside will begin to match what's going on in our brain, will begin to match our mindset. So the strategy I'm going to teach you today is what I call the have to get to shift. It's one of my favorites. So we go through life so often saying I have to. I have to go pick up my daughter from school. I have to go to work. I have to pick up groceries. I have to make my bed. I have to cook dinner. I have to. And yes, all of those are things that we do in our day-to-day lives. But if we were actually honest with ourselves, saying I get to is a much more accurate reflection of how we feel about those things. Because if I didn't get to pick up groceries, I wouldn't have food. How blessed am I that I have money to go buy food for my family, that I have access to good food. So saying I have to go get groceries, yes, there's plenty of other things that I'd rather do. But imagine what it would be like if I didn't have the ability to go buy groceries. I didn't have the money. I didn't have access. Or I have to go to work today. I'm sitting outside my office. There's my building. Ready to go in. It's Easter Monday. I'd rather be home with my daughter. That's where she is right now. But what if I didn't have a job? Wouldn't my life drastically shift? How lucky am I to have a job? I get to go in and work with incredible students today. About 120 of them. What a blessing that is. So yes, I'd rather be home in bed right now or sitting on the couch reading a book, drinking hot chocolate. But I get to go to work today. And honestly, I'll be impacted much more by the amazing students around me than they are by me. And so this one shift, this one reframe, this one approach to training our brain to have the mindset that we want, instead of saying I have to, saying I get to, makes a world of difference. So that's my challenge for you today. When you find yourself saying I have to, reframe. Switch your mindset and think, is that really an accurate representation of how I feel? Or could I possibly look at this situation different and instead think about the value, the blessings, the benefit of those things that I just said I have to do, and reframe them with I get to?